Lancemaster is a new class, incoming to Western servers of Lost Ark during April, so it's time to check different kind of PVE and PvP builds for this class. I was able to find some very interesting builds and I have tried to play myself some of them, so in today's video you will hear all about it. Before we start, let me just say, subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more Lost Ark videos in the future. First, I need to say something very important regarding Lancemaster. Two engravings of this class are Zenith and Abstinence, and if you use Abstinence engraving, your overall damage in generally will be higher for about 36%, but you will not be able to swap weapons. On the other hand, if you decide to go for Zenith engraving, you will need to swap between two weapons, lance and spear, and on that way you will get certain buff. And most of the people are going for that Zenith engraving, because if you swap weapons on that third stage when you have that bar full, then that buff is actually pretty high, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So, you will notice today in different kind of builds, most of the players are going for Zenith engraving, but if you like to play on more simple way, only with your main weapon, then just go for Abstinence engraving. I have also tried that, and to some point, yes, it's also viable. It's much more simple to play on that way, you don't need to swap between weapons all the time. Also, for now, I really don't know how will publisher and developers of the game translate names of engravings and skills for our Western version of the game, so take that into consideration. So we still don't have translation, official translation from developers of the game and publisher of the game, but we will see after release of new class, right? It's easy to recognize which skill is which. So let's check different kind of builds. For today's video, I will show you 3 different builds. Title of this first build is number 1 in Korea. I mean, is this really build number 1 in Korea? I mean, so. Let's say it is to some point, right? So let's check it out. Points used 348. Obviously here you can see already now we have blue skills and red skills, so this means Zenith engraving. So let's check first skill here, 4 out of 10, a chain slash. Strike upward with your spear to inflict 255 damage and launch foes into the air, then slash with your spear while advancing 3 meters forward, inflicting 205 damage. Afterwards, slash 2 times in the opposite direction, inflicting 255 damage and 308 damage. Airborne foes are launched into the air again when hit. This skill here is like mandatory for start, right? So chain slash, and effect is here only immediate advance 6 meters forward and perform 1 slash. So swoop effect. Let's go forward with a flash kick, 4 out of 10. Use your spear as a lever to advance 7 meters forward. Yes, this is looking actually pretty interesting. Inflicting 185 damage 3 times, followed by a strong kick that inflicts 300 damage. Also mandatory skill. You will see these 2 skills, chain slash and flash kick, in many builds. Effect 1, excellent mobility, and that's it. Then we have here half a moon slash. Let's check it out. Drag your spear across the ground while moving forward, inflicting 456 damage 2 times, followed by an upward slash that inflicts 781 and 906 damage. Hit foes and launched in the air. Yes, also one very interesting skill. Let's check effects here. Flurry expertise, then we have final decision and blade of tornado. So let's go further. What do we have here? A raging dragon slash. Let's check it out. 10 out of 10. Enlarge your spear and spin 360 degrees to inflict 3,433 damage. Yes, lots of damage, knocking foes back. Cooldown 24 seconds, MP 88. Very nice skill. What do we have here regarding effects? Quick prepare, precise slash, and awaken. Very actually, yeah, when I'm looking better now, this build here, probably, yes, this is number 1 build in Korea currently, and not only currently within, let's say, last few months. Let's check here. Red Dragon Horn. Hold the skill hotkey to focus your mind and gather energy, then aim and thrust your spear toward the foe within 12 meters radius at 90 degrees angle, inflicts 2096 damage. Actually pretty nice damage, right? Hit the perfect zone to extend the attack range up to 16 meters, inflicting 4196 damage and knocking foes back. So this is one of the reasons why you need to switch between weapons, why you should go for Zenith engraving. Like I said, you don't need to, you can play with abstinence engraving, but then you'll not be able to play with this skill, because this skill belongs to spear. It's a kind of combination of spear and lance. Effects here, before effects, let's check cooldown here, 24 seconds, yes of course, MP 88. Let's check effects, quick repair, speed of destruction, and weak point detection. What else do we have here? Shackling Blue Dragon, 10 out of 10. Which one is that? Spin your spear when you stand and strike down with force, creating a shockwave that inflicts, yes, I know that skill, 2369 damage. Foes hit by this skill lose 8% of their crit resistance for 6 seconds. So this is actually pretty nice. Effects, quick repair, blitz, and critical spear. Let's go forward here. We have stampeding slash. Okay, what is this? Let me remind myself. Cooldown 10 seconds, MP 53 consumption. Madly brandish your spear while moving 4 meters forward, inflicting 445 damage 3 times, followed by a finish blow that inflicts 505 damage. Airborne foes are launched into the air again when hit. I mean, it's not so high damage, but cooldown is very low, 10 seconds, so this is pretty nice. Effects here, Flurry Expertise, Enhanced Strike, and Ripping Blades. Let's check what we have here. Starfall Pounce, so this is a spear skill. Cooldown 24 seconds. When you see higher cooldown, of course, you can expect already higher damage. Jump within 8 meters of the target location and create a shockwave as you land. Inflicts 3376 damage and launching foes into the air. Very nice skill. Effects here, weak point detection, quick preparation, and powerful finish. Vault, okay, we have here effect excellent mobility only. Cooldown 10 seconds, and yeah, lower cooldown, of course, then we have lower damage. Stick your spear in the ground and do somersault, inflicting 742 damage and launching foes into the air. Regarding skills of Lancemaster, you will see they're actually pretty beautiful. I have to say it's a real pleasure to play this class, not only because it feels very good under the fingers, it's also because skills are looking pretty nice. Animations of the skills are looking really nice. Wheel of Blades we have here on the end, 10 out of 10, a cooldown 14 seconds, spin sideways, inflicting 476 damage 3 times, followed by a finishing blow that inflicts 616 damage. Airborne foes hit by a spinning attack are launched into the air again and then get slammed to the ground with the last blow. As you can see, you are sending a lot your foes up in the air, which is actually pretty good. Effects here, a magical control, a weak point detection, and consecutive spin. So this would be a #1 build in Korea, and yeah, probably this is #1 build in Korea. Viable for PvP and for PvE, I guess, and with Zenith engraving. Let's go forward with the second build here, which I want to show you. This build here, it's written here PVE, but I was already checking these builds. They are looking a little bit more to me on PvP side, but okay, maybe I'm mistaken here. Anyway, points used 368. First skill, Chain Slash. We have already checked that skill, right? So I will not read it again. So effect, Fatal Strike. Then we have here a Dragon Scale Defense. This is something different. So we have here cooldown 20 seconds, MP 80 consumption, block attacks from the front with your spear, negating damage up to 110% of your max HP. This is really nice. If you successfully block an attack within 1.1 second, thrust your spear forward for 1490 damage 2 times. So really nice skill, 7 out of 10, effects steady belief and absolute defense. Let's go forward with flash kick. This is a skill for Lance. Let's check it out. Cooldown 12 seconds, use spear as a lever to... We have already checked this also, yeah, in the previous build. So excellent mobility here again and the same skill. So we have chain slash and flash kick from the previous build. Half Moon Slash we also had in the previous build, so I will not repeat this again. 10 out of 10 here, Flurry Expertise, Final Decision and Blade of Tornado. So as you can see, builds are pretty similar. There are some differences, of course. You can check them all out. I will put link in description below video. I'm here at lostarkcodex.com, and this is actually one really nice website where you can check not only builds for your new class, Lancemaster, or maybe for a Destroyer. You can basically check skills and builds, different kind of builds for all the classes of Lost Ark. So I can highly recommend to you, like I said, I will put link in description below video. Check all of these builds later here on lostarkcodex.com. What do we have further here? Raging Dragon Slash, we have already checked that. Very nice damage. Look, I mean, this is really insane damage. 3433 damage, 360 degrees. It's normal that it's going 10 out of 10. Quick preparation, effect, precise slash, and awaken. Red Dragon Horn, did we already have that? I think we also had that, yes, we had. So, quick preparation, effect, spear of destruction, and weak point detection. So, this build here is a little bit different because this skill here, Dragon Scale Defense, most of the other skills remain the same. Shackling Blue Dragon remains the same as from previous build. Then we have Stampeding Slash. Did we have that also in the previous build? Let me check here. We also had that. So as you can see, builds are very similar here. There are some differences. You need to check effects regarding tripods here. Flurry Expertise, Enhanced Strike, and Ripping Blades are for Stampeding Slash. Then we have Starfall Pounce. Again, a skill from previous build, a weak point detection, quick preparation, and powerful finish. And on the end we have Vault and Willow Blades, same as in previous build. So you would say, what is the difference between these two builds? Well, there is difference, and you can feel that difference while you play the game. And let's move now here to third build, which I want to show you here. It's written here PVE and PvP. Yeah, okay, I could agree on this. This is something a little bit different again. Again, you will recognize some, I would say, mandatory skills for the builds, right? Points used, 340 here, a little bit less than from previous two builds. We are starting here, this time not with Chain Slash. Chain Slash is here obviously also, but we have here Four-Headed Dragon. This is a skill for Spear, red one. Cooldown 16 seconds, so MP 70 consumption. Thrust your spear 8 times in front of you, inflicting 517 damage, followed by a finished thrust that inflicts 216 damage. So this skill actually has a pretty decent damage because it's 8 times in front of you, inflicting 517 damage. Cooldown 16 seconds, not so low but also not that high. As you can see here, 1 out of 10, so without any additional effects. However, play around a little bit, right? I mean, you can check some builds here in generally, not only for Lancemaster, but you can decide for yourself. You need to check under the fingers how it feels for you the best, you know? And then don't stick with some build just because somebody say it's meta. Meta is something which is changing every now and then, right? So find your own meta, right? Without any kind of, I mean, taking consideration when somebody else is saying something, but make your own build for yourself. Chain slash we have here as normally. We have here only one effect, like also in previous builds. Cutting wind, did we had also this before? Let's check it out. Cooldown 20 seconds, move 8 meters forward past foes to inflict 550 damage 3 times and return to your position inflicting 709 damage. We didn't have this before, that's why I'm actually showing you this build here, because I remember I have played with Cutting Wind and actually it felt pretty good. Here we have 7 out of 10, quick preparation, quickness also. They didn't add here anything more, but okay. Let's go forward with Dragon Scale Defense. We already had that in the previous build, here without any additional effects. You know that skill, I will not read again. Flash Kick, also from previous 2 builds. A very good skill, I can highly recommend to you, and you will also recognize the rest of the skills here with just a little bit with difference, of course, in effects, because we have less points here, 340, and like I said, these should be meta builds, but check for yourself. So we have here Half Moon Slash again with Flurry Expertise, a Final Decision and Blade of Tornado. Then we have Raging Dragon Slash, again 10 out of 10, Quick Preparation, Quick Slash and Awaken, Red Dragon Horn, very good skill, Quick Preparation, Spear of Destruction and Weak Point Detection, Shackling Blue Dragon, Quick Preparation, Blitz and Critical Spear. We also had that. Okay, so we have here some differences. As you can see here on the end of this build, we have Volt and Willow Blades. That's kind of normal, I would say, but we have here something different. This is different. Spiraling Spear, lower your stance and thrust your spear inflicting 194 damage. So this skill have very low damage, however check cooldown here, 5 seconds. Yes, very low cooldown, very low MP consumption, only 36. So it's interesting to use this also build. I wouldn't say it's not interesting. Check it out. Starfall Pounce, we had that skill before, so from previous builds. However, we didn't have this. Thrust of Destruction, cooldown 24 seconds. Of course, when you see cooldown like this one, you can expect high damage. Gather energy onto your spear, inflicting 151 and 151 damage to foes at close range. Then thrust forward, releasing a beam of energy that inflicts 656 damage 3 times and 759 damage 1 time. So yes, pretty beautiful skill, I would say, and with very nice damage. So I have shown you today this, actually this third build I have played the most, I would say, generally, right? In the past I have played this build. It's viable for PvP and for PvE with Zenith engraving. But like I said, you can try also abstinence engraving, or however they will translate that in the future. We don't know that for sure for Western version of the game, right? For release of Lancemaster. Anyway, all of these builds are looking pretty good, I would say. This build here is titled with #1 in Korea. Probably it is, but like I said, regarding meta builds, check it out. Check different kind of builds. That is good thing to do, right, in generally, but then pick for yourself, decide for yourself. You need to feel under the fingers different kind of skills and then pick for yourself your meta build and use it for yourself, because yeah, it feels the best for you. So that's it for today's video. In the future, of course, if you are interested into Lancemaster and other classes of Lost Ark, you can check lots of guides on my YouTube channel. Probably after Western release of Lancemaster, I will re-roll to Lancemaster completely and I will play it as my main class because it's one absolutely amazing class. But I'm still not 100% sure because we are still getting Destroyer in May, which is another great class. But that's a story for another videos. In the future, of course, if you are also interested into Destroyer, I'll make lots of guides. Let me know in the comments below, will you try to play a Lancemaster or will you wait for release of Destroyer? Which class do you like more? If you are interested into Lost Ark, check my YouTube channel for lots of gameplay videos, guides for new players and news from World of Lost Ark. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more Lost Ark videos in the future. See you soon.